everybody. Welcome to another exciting installment of Wrestling Rampage.
That's right. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WrestlingRampage2. Follow us on Twitter @WrestleRampage. Hit that subscribe button. We got more videos coming.
That's right. We're the mecca of wrestling.
That's right. We are one of the best wrestling YouTube channels going today, bringing out new video each and every week right here. Today, we're going to be discussing, we did a previous video a couple months back about the Benoit tragedy.
Yes, and everyone liked it.
Everybody did like it. So we decided that we're going to do another one. And this is going to be, as you guys know by the title, this is the death of Bruiser Brody.
Exactly.
Bruiser Brody, whose real name is Frank Goodish, was born June 18th, 1946 in the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan.
Yep. And to be honest, there ain't much that comes out of Detroit. I'm just saying. You got Eminem, you got Rhino, and you got Bruiser Brody, and you got the Detroit Lions.
They don't go nowhere.
No, that's enough said there.
And you got the Detroit Pistons, who never go nowhere.
But during Frank Goodish's early days in college, he was a Texas sports writer, and also was a NFL player for the Washington Redskins before he got into pro wrestling.
The Washington Redskins, yeah. And, you know, there was a whole bunch of football players that came into wrestling. You have Wahoo McDaniel. You have Dr. Death Steve Williams. You have Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You have Goldberg. You have The Rock.
Ron Simmons.
You have Ron Simmons. Brian Pillman.
A lot of these people, they go from the gridiron to grappler, so to speak, and
see, I
actually find success.
I have respect for football players that come in to be a professional wrestler because they know how it feels because they felt,
or just to be an athlete.
Knows how it feels to be an athlete. Yes.
But you're also coming from a team standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a solo standpoint.
And some people has positioned very well.
Yes.
Bruiser Brody, during his time in pro wrestling, he was the innovator of the hardcore style.
Yes.
In the early 80s and 70s.
I remember his matches with Hepatitis C, Abdullah the Butcher.
Carlos Colon,
even though he's the son of a bitch.
Yes.
In my opinion.
I
like Carlito.
Yeah.
Fuck Primo. And fuck Epico. And fuck Carlos. So.
Bruiser Brody, King Kong Bundy.
Yes.
Fritz Von Erich. Going from that.
You want me to tell you what my favorite Bruiser Brody memory was?
What?
No selling for Lex Luger.
No selling for Lex Luger. Actually, you got right on the dot with that because he was also quite known for being wild, rambunctious, and at times uncooperative. With promoters.
Well, sometimes
he has also a reputation for refusing to job and sell moves to other performers as being uncooperative to wrestling bookers.
Well, see, sometimes, you got these fucking shitty promoters like a Vern Gagne or fucking that says all we need is a good wrestling bout. Don't want... And see, Bruiser Brody's a badass. He does whatever the fuck he wants to. If he don't like what you got planned for him, he ain't gonna do it.
Point blank in the sentence.
So, and me, I like guys like that. I like the badasses like Harley Race, Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen. I like those type guys.
Also during Brody's time as a professional wrestler, towards the end of his profession, he was still wrestling at the time.
Yeah.
But he wrestled primarily in the later part of his career, more in Puerto Rico, with Carlos Colon's World Wrestling Council.
I remember Hugo Savinovich coming from there.
Yeah.
I like Hugo.
Not only that, but he was trained by Fritz Von Erich.
Yep.
Also, he got to book the Texas territory during that time as well, being in World Class Championship Wrestling.
And there was a lot of talent that came out of World Class. The Von Erichs, Chris Adams, Gino Hernandez.
The Freebirds.
Freebirds, Bruiser Brody. There was a lot of talent that came out of Dallas. The Fantastics. You know, the Midnight Express even made a trip there.
It's true. Now that we gave you guys a little more background on Bruiser Brody, we're going to get into what happened.
Yeah.
July 16th of 1988. They were Bruiser Brody. Now, you know, all this is coming from, you know, perspective of what the news people have said, what a couple of wrestlers have said as well.
That was actually there. And,
most notably, Tony Atlas.
Yes.
Yeah. Tony Atlas had like he had like a bird's eye view of the aftermath of what took place there.
That's right. And apparently, Bruiser Brody was getting ready for his match against Dan Spivey.
Dangerous Dan Spivey.
Yes, in Badame, Puerto Rico. And it was for the World Wrestling Council, which is owned and operated by Carlos Colon. But the head booker of the World Wrestling Council was a former wrestler who, well, I mean, he was wrestling and booking also, but by the name of Jose Gonzalez, who his ring name went by Invader One.
Well, who the fuck is Invader One to begin with? Where do they get this guy? From the slums of Puerto Rico?
And
to be honest, Invader One ain't really that fucking good any goddamn way. I seen his matches, and his matches were the shits. Okay?
Well, he was the head booker of...
No, he wasn't the head booker of much.
Of the WWC.
Because World Wrestling Council sucked.
Well, Brody was getting ready for his match against Dan Spivey in Puerto Rico, and there was a time where Invader One, Jose Gonzalez,
The son of a bitch,
asked Bruiser Brody to come to the shower because they need to talk about some business.
Some business.
That's what was...
Well, why are you going to do business in a shower?
Well,
to begin with. Is he mad because Bruiser Brody had a bigger pecker than he did? Is that why?
I don't know.
Fuck you, Invader One. You piece of fucking shit.
And Tony Atlas recalls this. This is what he said. He said that he heard a scuffle coming from the shower.
Yeah.
The shower stalls, and he heard two screams. And the screams were loud enough for the whole locker room to hear these two screams. And no wrestler came to the shower.
Yeah.
Except for Tony Atlas.
Yeah, Tony Atlas had the fucking guts. You know, there's the thing. At least Tony Atlas had some fucking compassion and fucking stood up and said something and fucking went up to the fucking shower. Unlike these other fucking pussies that just stood there, let's lace up the boots and fucking let's put on a fucking tape. Fuck you all that was in that fucking locker room. Y'all could suck my fucking dick.
You know, they heard a scuffle, they heard two screams. It was loud enough for everybody in the locker room to hear it, but nobody came to the aid but Tony Atlas. And when Tony Atlas came there to the shower, he seen Bruiser Brody bent over.
The way he described it was an awful looking sight.
And he had blood coming from his stomach. And he seen that Invader One, Jose Gonzalez, was holding the bloody knife. Now, what business?
Well, what business did they have? Was he too? Was he? He wasn't a fucking man. He was a bitch. You were a bitch, Jose. You fucking Puerto Rican bitch. That's what you were.
With that being said,
I'm sorry.
What
you know what he
business,
did was bullshit.
What business can he have with a knife? Why did he bring a knife?
You know he gives the Puerto Ricans a bad name.
Yeah.
He does. He does.
You know,
no,
I'm
I'm being honest. He does.
I'm not an analyst. I'm not a cop. I'm not anything like that right there. But I do know a cop's job, and it seemed like to me that
He had the fucking knife.
that the knife was in his hand. The weapon was in his hand. I'll put it that right there way. You know, but what's shocking to me is, you know, it took hours for even the cops to get there.
The paramedics were called, and what happened was, because they had an outdoor show.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of traffic jams because they were getting ready for the show. There was traffic. There was large crowds of people in and out of the building. It took them over an hour. Paramedics over an hour to get to Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. Over an hour.
And in that hour,
and Tony Atlas said, "Fuck it."
He's sitting there bleeding his guts out.
Yeah, and Tony Atlas says, "Fuck it."
Well, see, once they got there,
they couldn't pick him up.
They couldn't pick him up because Bruiser Brody is like 6'8", 6'9".
So they didn't have a gurney to put him on.
No.
So Tony Atlas, the only one that had enough fucking decency and respect to fucking take care of his fucking American patron. The others didn't give a fuck. You know. I'm sorry. That's why I will never go to fucking Puerto Rico.
Well, I wouldn't go there anyway. With that being said, the paramedics weren't able to do it, so Tony Atlas picked him up.
Carried him. And Tony Atlas is a big man, okay? He could carry fucking Bruiser Brody.
He carried him down the stairs to the ambulance.
And put him in the ambulance. And he went with Bruiser Brody in the ambulance.
Now, sadly enough, a day later, on July 17, 1988, Bruiser Brody died from
the injuries.
From the injuries sustained.
Yeah.
At the age of 42.
And I heard that someone was in the hospital and they were about to operate on him, and someone said, "Don't save him." And all this. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these fucking Puerto Rico doctors? You know? And what's wrong with the police? I think the police sucks there, I guess.
Well, see, also with that being said,
and I heard Dutch Mantell was there, but he was he left the locker room because he felt some weird vibe.
Now, see, this is the bad part
left
too.
The locker room before the incident happened.
Carlos Colon, the head people.
He's the owner.
Well, see, they never contacted Bruiser Brody's wife.
Yeah, they did not have the fucking decency or the fucking respect to call his wife and tell him one of our workers stabbed him. No, they didn't. They were too pussyfied. You see, WWC. I'm glad that promotion is dead and fucking buried. Okay, just like where Jose Gonzalez deserves to be.
Now, Jose was put on trial. For the murder of Bruiser Brody. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, nobody knows exactly why he did it. Now, there was speculation, that he because Bruiser was refusing to do jobs and sell moves and things like that. And also in the past, in the WWF, Bruiser Brody had a match with Invader 1, and Bruiser refused to sell to him.
I would too. I would too.
Could that be stemmed from that, or could
it could be stemmed because Bruiser Brody had more talent than Invader 1. I think that's the thing. Oh, he's more over than I am because I'm a shit. I'm a jobber. I'm a mass jobber. And you're a piece of shit, Jose. If I was in Puerto Rico, I'd beat the fuck out of you if I was there.
Jose Gonzalez was on trial in 1989.
Yeah, and Tony Atlas and Dutch Mantell were subpoenaed.
Tony Atlas and Dutch Mantell were called to testify, but their subpoenas were mailed a day after the trial ended.
Yeah, the trial already ended.
I find that awful.
I find that awful weird. Okay, that they're and the cops didn't do a goddamn thing. Typical cops in Puerto Rico.
In America too.
Yeah, that too.
It happens in America too, so we can't say anything about that.
Yeah, it happens here in America too. I see it all the time. And fucking, it shows how lack of fucking character this fucking Jose Gonzalez is. This fucking ass kissing son of a bitch.
Well, see, he was put on trial in 1989.
And he was acquitted.
And he was acquitted of all charges by a jury.
He got away with fucking murder.
The jury accepted that he was acting in self-defense.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he was acting as pussy.
Okay,
Why would he have a knife?
Here's
Yeah,
what I don't get.
Yeah, why would he have
To go conduct business.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know-
If you're going to conduct business, what the fuck you doing with a kitchen knife there, pussy? You fucking jock sniffing
Here's what
son
gets
of a
me.
bitch. I
Now
fucking hate
they actually said that and freed him because it was self-defense. Well, I don't get self-defense here. A man don't have a weapon, but the other guy does. I don't call that self-defense. I call that murder.
And that's another thing.
I guess they meant because Bruiser Brody was so big compared to Invader 1, I guess.
And see, that's the thing about goddamn court cases that pisses me off nowadays. Oh, reason of insanity and all this shit. Oh, he's insane now, huh? He's insane when he's in court, but when he was doing them murders, he was just fine, huh? Yeah, you fucking... I hate criminals all day. I hate every criminal.
But that was our little discussion
about
and
Jose Gonzalez, you should burn in fucking hell. And you know what? I would have put... If I was the judge, I'd put you...
With that being said, shouldn't Carlos Colon also be held in that regard
Yes, he should be held accountable of the same damn thing.
It was yes.
He's the owner and operator of the World Wrestling Council. If somebody got stabbed in my locker room,
I want to know about it.
I want to know what the hell was going on.
In my goddamn locker room. It was my goddamn wrestling promotion.
I want a fucking complete investigation because, you know, to me, being a promoter, those guys were my responsibility.
Now,
I heard it was because he was backing Jose.
Well, why is he going to back up a piece of shit like Jose Gonzalez, Invader 1, who had no talent? I didn't see one match.
So do you think there was a conspiracy
I
involved
think it was a conspiracy. I think Jose Gonzalez and Carlos Colon both should be in a goddamn electric chair fucking each other. That's what I think. And you know what? You can take your fucking WWC and fucking Jose Gonzalez and that fucking shitty Invader mask and jam it up your fucking ass. You fucking pieces of fucking shit. Suck my dick.
I think to be respected in this right here, I think that there's a lot of shit went wrong. First of all, I do not believe in the defense mechanism cause. You know, I do believe that, and that right there said that Invader would ask him to discuss things in the shower. Now, what the hell are you going to discuss in the shower? Yeah, I know most wrestlers, you know, that they talk about what's going to happen in the match, what we're going to do here, what we're going to do here. But some of the wrestlers don't carry a goddamn knife, and you're supposed to talk to somebody. You know, I do not believe, like I said, I do not believe the defense of you know, having to, yeah, I do not believe in that bullshit. I'm sorry, you know, I just don't believe it. It just doesn't hold water to me. To me, I think there's a big fucking cover up. I think to me, both parties. I'm talking about promoter and I'm talking about Invader. I think both of them covered for each other.
They're probably in bed together.
And I think that both of them should have been liable for the cause and the death of Bruiser Brody.
Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the murder of Bruiser Brody.
There's one thing I want to say.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that I live my age and make sure I live Jose Gonzalez and piss on his fucking grave.
Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the murder of Bruiser Brody.
Here's another thing is, you know, a little pass of word here. Since this right here took place and nobody was found liable, you know, to me, if you're going to commit a crime, you better do it in Puerto Rico.
Apparently. Let us know what you guys think about the murder of Bruiser Brody. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WrestlingRampage2. Follow us on Twitter @WrestleRampage. Hit that subscribe button. We got more videos coming.
Yes. And if you don't subscribe right here to Wrestling Rampage, Yeah, I guess you just don't know wrestling.